Assalamualaikum students, welcome back to computer science tutorials. I am your teacher Muhammad Najim from Abstract Recorder campus. It's our week number 4 and lecture number 1. So let's begin with the contents of the lecture. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss the flowcharts and important flowchart, steps for drawing flowchart, flowchart symbols, and in the last flowcharts to solve problems. So let's start with the first topic, that is flowchart. Students, basically flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of algorithm. Okay, flowchart is a diagrammatic representation. It means that when the algorithm is represented in the diagram form, it is called flowchart. It describes what operations are required to solve given problem. It means flowchart describe you that what are the basic operations or what are the calculations that we are going to do to find the solution of the problem. So next is importance of flowchart in solving a problem. What is the importance of flowchart in solving a problem? Basically, flowchart illustrates the sequence of operation to perform to solve a problem in a form of diagram. It means flowchart describes the solution of problem in the form of diagram. It becomes easy to understand the problem and its solution when it is represented in diagrammatic form. Computer programmers draw flowcharts before writing computer programs. It means before writing any computer code, computer program, the computer programmer will write a flowchart first. Okay, they will draw the flowchart first. Flowchart provide an easy way to analyze and find solution of a problem. It becomes very easy to analyze the problem and find the solution of the problem. It becomes very easy to write the programs and in any high level language. You can easily write the programs in any high level language with the help of the flowchart. Flowcharts are very helpful in communicating the problem solving method to other people. It means you can easily describe the method to solve a problem to other people as well by using the flowchart in the flowchart and the diagrams of the flowchart. A flowchart helps in finding and removing errors in a computer program's computer code. It means the user can easily find and remove the errors from the computer program with the help of the flowchart. So next is steps for drawing the flowchart. What are the steps that you will need to draw the flowchart? Following requirements are to be kept in mind before drawing any flowchart. Before you draw any flowchart, you will need to have the following requirements in your mind. Number one is input to the flowchart. You will have to keep in mind that what will be the input that we need to go through the flowchart. Okay, what will be the input? The input is determined from the problem statement. Okay, you can easily know the input. What will be the input from the problem statement of the problem? Okay, it will tell you that what input will be used to solve the problem. Next is type of processing required. Okay, which operations are to be performed to solve a problem, that should also be kept in mind. Okay, most must decide type of calculation is to be performed or which formula is to be helpful to that is to be applied to obtain the required result. Okay, you have to analyze the problem and you have to determine the formula which you will need to obtain the required result or required solution. So for example, I have given an example here to convert temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, if you want to convert temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you should know the formula of the conversion from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So what is the formula? C is equals to 5 upon 9 S minus 32. This is the formula for the calculation of the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Same as it is, we already discussed the formula for finding the interest You can easily find the interest by using the formula P into R into T. Okay, interest is equal to P into R into T. Okay, we will discuss that also. Now, step number 3, decision to be taken. That what decisions are to be taken to determine the solution, to obtain the solution. So the flowchart developer must decide which control structure are to be applied for solution of the problem. Okay, there are three types of control structures which we will be discussing in our book. Okay, number one is sequence, number two is repetition, number three is selection. Okay, all these three statements will be discussed in your chapter number 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, all we will be discussing each of them. So, for example, selection structure is to be applied to print letter grade of the student based on the marks obtained. Okay, we have already discussed the problem to get the letter grade of the student according to the marks. So, the selection structures will check. In this case, we will be using selection structure. Okay, we have to select one value. Okay, we have to select one value, and the remaining values will be neglected. So the selection structure will check in which range marks fall and print the grade accordingly. Okay, what will happen? Selection structure will check the marks and determine in which range the marks fall, and it will print the letter grade accordingly. So number 4 is types of processing required. Which type of processing is required to obtain the solution? Okay, the flow chart must provide the required output. Okay, it means the flow chart should give you the required output. So next is flow chart symbol. Okay, so I want to tell you something, that you have to make the processing, that which type of processing is required and which type the decision are to be taken to obtain the solution. Okay, output. That means output. The flowchart must provide the output. So next is flowchart symbols. Flowchart flowchart are drawn using special symbols. Flowcharts are drawn using special symbols. These symbols have specific meaning and are connected by arrows. All symbols are connected by arrows, indicating the flow from one step to another. Okay, basically arrow indicate the flow of a flowchart from one step to another, that in which direction the flowchart is going. So here is a table. In this table, I have written some of the symbols of the flowchart and their purpose. Symbol description. First one is flow line, that is the arrow. Okay, flow line. Next is start and stop symbol. Start and stop symbol is represented by the rounded rectangle. Okay, rounded rectangle. Okay, rounded means these edges are rounded. Okay, these edges are rounded in the rounded form. Okay, next is input and output. So input and output is represented by the parallelogram. Okay, parallelogram you already know that you have discussed in the mathematics subject as well. Parallelogram is the shape. Okay, next is process. The process symbol is rectangle. Okay, the processing is represented by the rectangle. Next, decision. The decision symbol is represented by the diamond. Okay, diamond shape is used to represent the decision symbol. Next is connector. There are two types of connector. One is on-page connector. Second is off-page connector. So on-page connector is represented by the circle, and off-page off-page connector is represented by this shape. Okay, off-page connector. So flowchart symbols. Next topic is flowchart symbols. We will be discussing the symbols in detail. Flow line. Okay, it is the line with arrow head used to connect various flowchart symbols and indicate the flow of control in the flowchart, that in which direction control of the flowchart is going on. Next is start and stop symbol. Start and stop symbol is represented by the rounded rectangle. Okay, It is obtained. It is a rounded rectangle shaped symbol. It is used to indicate the start or end of the flowchart. Start or end of the flowchart is represented by the rounded rectangle. Okay, we can only write the two words in this symbol. Either it is stop or start. Okay, a flowchart can have only one start. Okay, only one start symbol can be used in the flowchart, and you can use uh, as many stop symbols you want. Okay, start symbol will be only one, and stop symbol can be used as many times as you want. So number third symbol is input and output symbol. Okay, input and output symbol is represented by the parallelogram in the flowchart. So parallelogram represent input or output